Madhu, super excited to have you on the Uma show.
Me too, Uma. Thank you so much for having me here. Thank you.
Thank you for coming and making that time. And isn't it a beautiful place?
The place is beautiful. I love Box Park, but I've never been to gossip, and I'm glad that I'm here with you.
We'll keep coming back.
Yes.
But this time, we are not gossiping. We're talking about something extremely meaningful, and that is your life. It's so inspiring. I always like to tell a story to all my viewers to inspire them. And best way to inspire people is to tell them a story of somebody else's who's done something really out of the box. And I think you've really done that.
Thank you so much. Thank you for considering me for this kind of an opportunity to be able to give my story. Though I don't know, I still have a long way to go. But thank you.
Tell me, how did you start? And you went an interesting journey because you started in media, then you went back to real estate, then you came back to media.
Actually, I wanted to do media always. So when I finished school, my journey would have begun then, and I moved to Bombay at Sophia's, wanting to do mass communication. Reached there to realize that I had to do we didn't have Google then, right?
Yeah.
So no computers.
No computer.
So when we went there is when we realized that, you have to do your, your bachelor's first and then get into mass comm. So I did my bachelor's, but by then I think I'd already seeked another journey. I went in doing my master's in Criminology and Correction at Tata Institute.
Oh my God.
I was working, I think that pushed me to doing what I did, and I loved my 2 years at TIS. And then I moved to the Middle East with my husband.
Okay.
And it took about 25 years to go back to doing what I loved most, which was, I guess, media.
Yeah. A lot of women would relate to people like you and me, that we've been trailing wives.
Yes.
And have followed our husbands to this city, and then have followed our passions and done whatever we've done with
True.
it. And I feel there are so many women who are out there wanting to do things, and this is why I do this segment, to give them that hope, that that spark that you can do it too. So Madhu, tell me, how did you get into publishing?
So actually, my husband Vikram, he has done the course at Times School of Management. He'd worked with Times of India. So he had a lot of associations there. They were looking at starting in a relationship in the Middle East. But like an entrepreneur husband, he already had his existing business. He had too much going on. Real estate went down the slump at that time. So he said, okay, you know what, why don't you do this?
Yeah.
So that's how it came to me, which became then his investment became my passion. And I think that's how the journey began.
So tell us about that journey. How did it start? And it's so successful now, and I would really like to know more about it.
Actually, we started with Filmfare because Filmfare is Bollywood, it's cinema,
And such an iconic brand.
Absolutely. And then, of course, one followed, and then we didn't want, I wanted to launch Femina, which is very close to my heart.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
another such an iconic brand.
Exactly.
We all grew up reading Femina, and we owe so much to that brand actually.
Absolutely. I think even to date. So it's the, what was great was I got a lot of support from back in India. Because of both the brands being iconic, like you said. Their pillars are so strong. The content which we follow is so strong. It was just for me to bring it here and to make it into a more multinational, cultural kind of both the magazines. So with Filmfare, we introduced Gulf Cinema as a section which catered to this region, and nobody else actually touched Gulf Cinema. And then, of course, Femina, being the voice of a modern woman, being the voice of a woman, and everybody has a story to tell. And I think that's what we wanted to relate to.
Right.
So, of course, fashion being so strong in the Middle East became a center of focus as well, and I think everything just got correlated. Then came Saffron, Society and Sahara, because we felt that was the only thing which was missing in our portfolio, was the people of Dubai.
Right, yeah.
So that's where so that's the only magazine which really speaks on for the people, from the people, by the people. It's all about Dubai. And it's created here, it's our homegrown brand, and with God's blessings, it has taken well to this place.
You feature a lot of women in Femina, and you've kind of, revolutionized the brand in terms of featuring a lot of women from different nationalities. And I think that's what the essence of this city is, that
Absolutely.
we have so many people from so many different countries, and they still make this place their home, and they all have such amazing success stories to tell. What have you learned from these stories that you have featured in your magazine?
Just be unstoppable. you can achieve. Each one of the stories is so different. Like I said, every woman has. And like when somebody asked me, for Femina Awards, for example, they said, nominations, and I said, you can't nominate one for the other. It's not about being, you've got to go through difficult times, and it's not about just that. Today, I think a woman has grown out of that, and I wanted to give back to this country, to this city, because it has given me the opportunity to be who I am in a small way, and my way to contribute back to say, let everybody be able to tell a story. So yeah.
And you've done it beautifully.
Thank you.
You're also doing something for women entrepreneurs.
Yes.
And I would love to know more about that.
So, like you said, the journeys are challenging, and 3 of my other friends are also women entrepreneurs and businesses. We decided that we should start a company called Kasdir. And
what does it mean, Kasdir?
Kasdir means to rise and shine.
Okay.
Yeah, it's come out of a Greek word. It's come out of an Arabic, Persian fusion of the word ka and.
I love the word. Yeah.
Thank you. So we said, we've had, when we worked through our days, we've never had anyone really holding our mentors.
Yes.
Exactly. So why shouldn't we combine together to be able to give a platform for women to be able to come and actually learn from each other? You're working, you're in the media business. How much time do you really get to put your foot back and say, I want to learn on digital marketing, on accounting? We're not born and, our specializations has been in something, but there's so much more that we need to know in our business.
Absolutely.
And I think that's what we like to do, or we try to do in Kasdir.
So how can somebody be a part of Kasdir?
Very simple. Give me a call. We have a website page called kasdir.com. They can go on it. You'll find out a lot of details on it, what we've done, how we work. And but otherwise, you can just contact any one of us as directors, and it'll be our pleasure.
So do you have monthly events or?
Yes, we do meet every fortnightly, and we take that forward from there.
Such a happy feeling to see women following their passion. It itself is such a big thing.
It is, and I think once you are comfortable in your own in your skin and what you're doing, you're confident of your own self, then nothing should matter.
You have 2 kids.
Yes.
And of course, husband.
Yes.
And your business. How do you balance everything?
I think we all learn how to juggle, and we become great jugglers. Yeah, it is. We become masters at juggling. I think that's what all of us have done, and trying to get, be a good mom, be a good wife, be a good entrepreneur, being everything.
And we are all trying to do our best.
Our best.
As long as I always tell my son that it's not about being best at everything. Just put in your best. And
exactly.
And whatever comes your way, that's
the rest is not important.
Exactly.
As long as you've done your best.
Absolutely. Yeah. A lot of women face one major challenge in their businesses is finance.
Yes.
And they are always in a challenging situation when it comes to handling their funds. In your business, did you go through any kind of that phase where you were challenged with that, or it's something that you were born with?
I think there I was very lucky, because that's where my husband Vikram really came in and stepped in. So the finance part of it and the legal part of it, I always let him. And I've got a very strong core team on my CFO, Ranjit is fantastic. God bless him. And of course, business has to actually make sense at the end of the day. The numbers have to make sense at the end of the day. So we work a lot on that.
That's a very important point that you bring up, and I always tell most of my women friends who are trying to do something or already are entrepreneurs is that if you need help, just seek help, ask for help, and there's nothing wrong in it, because we're not supposed to be good at everything.
That's so true, Ma, because failure is a part of life. You should not shun away from it. Everything in everybody's life is not perfect.
And there is nothing called perfection.
Exactly. So, it's okay to understand that you are not good at something, somebody else is better at it, 1. And 2, it's okay to accept that you have, if you have a failure, because that just gives you an opportunity to take 2 steps back and reevaluate yourself at that point and say, where were the mistakes made?
Tips that you would like to give all the men and women who are watching the Oma show right now?
follow your heart. It is a gut feel. You know when you're doing something right. Be yourself. Trying to be somebody else is definitely not going to be. And you should be passionate about what you do. Stay happy and stay healthy. Very important.
Yes, very important. Stay happy and stay healthy.
Yeah.
On that note, thank you so much
Thank
for coming on
you
the
so
show.
much for having me here. I've had a great time. Thank you.
It was a great conversation.
Yes.
Wasn't it?